OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Board and Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases are Talatum and Terracotta Army. They have recently launched their ally program to lend support to underrepresented voices in the hobby. Flat Out Games makes family-friendly games that are simple to learn but have depth of strategy. Their games include Calico, Cascadia, Verdant, Point City, Deep Dive, and Fit to Print. Find them on social media at Flat Out Games. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
JenCamPlays Games. Voices, yes. Woo!
Yes.
Yes.
We are in the spooky month.
Spooky time, yes.
October.
Yes.
Yes, and it's fall.
And it's getting close to my time of year, Christmas and winter and all that good Thanksgiving food.
Okay, can we not just experience fall?
Yes, we can
Let's experience fall.
Yes, because I like spooky time. Now, I don't like all the horror movies and all that. I don't like all that.
You like dressing up for Halloween?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I love
like
dressing up for Halloween. I do like that. Now, you don't really like that much.
I'm not a big dress up person. I will, but it's not my big thing.
But I like dressing up for Halloween.
I know you do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
Now, this month, this week, should I say?
Yes.
We have 3 great contributors.
Yes, we do.
And we have 2 new ones.
2! Yes, 2!
Now, we're going to kick off this episode with Jazz from the Lobby of Hobbies.
Yes.
But right after him, we're going to have Clay from Beer City Games.
Yes.
And this is Clay's debut
on
OFPG Voices.
Yes, love them. Love them all. Yes.
And then right after Clay, we've got another debut with Jen from JenCamPlays.
Yes.
And they're going to give us some great information about some of their favorite Halloween-esque games.
Yes. Now, Clay and Jen both hail from Michigan.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they represent. Yes, they are.
And we're so excited to have them join our OFPG Voices team.
Yes. Now, first, let's hear from Starla and her Good Human segment. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Good Humans. This week, I want to focus on random acts of kindness. Now, we just got back from the World Series of Board Gaming in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, let's face it, traveling, especially air travel, can be very unpleasant. People are rushing around, without a care for anybody else. They'll bump into you, step on you, knock your stuff over. Going through TSA is a journey in and of itself. People are rude, and you just want to get to where you want to go. But sometimes people don't make that an easy thing to do. So I would just like to say, maybe we should offer some random acts of kindness when we travel. So as a good human, we should practice, just doing something nice. And what would the ripple effect be? What if we just smiled at somebody for no reason? How would that improve their day? What if we opened the door for a stranger? Just open up the door and help them get in, that would make them happy. How about saying a kind word such as, you know what, you look nice today. It doesn't take much to be nice, to be kind, to be a good human. Just put forth a little bit of effort. Now, I found this quote from Aesop, and it says, "No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted." So, as we always say here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
What's going on, everyone? This is your boy Jazz over at the Lobby of Hobbies, and this October on OFPG Voices, we are talking the Halloween-themed spooky season games. Now, I got a list of 3 games that I thoroughly enjoy during this time, but honestly, these games I'll play any time of the year, and I think you need to check these out. So if you're ready for it, let's get into it. First game on my list is the newest game of this bunch, and this one comes from Smirk and Dagger Games. This is a cooperative, suspenseful tile placement game. This is the Night Cage. In the Night Cage, you take on the role of this person, I guess, stuck inside of a dark, dingy labyrinth, and cooperatively you're all working together. You take on the role of various people in this dungeon or this labyrinth, and you're trying to escape. You're trying to find the keys and the gate tile to all get on that gate tile together and escape. This is like Carcassonne meets Forbidden Island or Forbidden Desert. So if you like any of those three games, like kind of smash them together, throw a horror theme on it, and this is just complete fun. Each turn you're going to be drawing tiles, hopefully the right pathway tiles to kind of navigate through the labyrinth. But the labyrinth is always changing every turn, so the board state always changes, making this game very suspenseful. Sometimes there's going to be monsters that are going to be coming out. Sometimes you're hoping that there's going to be a tile that comes out that doesn't allow you to run into a monster. This is fun, has various modules in the box that kind of can ramp up the difficulty. This one is fun with experienced and with new gamers, but is always a blast to play. If you're one who likes to try games digitally before you actually play the physical copy, you can go over to sovereignty.com on their computer app or on their mobile app. You can play this one, so definitely check out The Night Cage from Smirk and Dagger Games. Second game on the list is probably the oldest of these three, but this one is a game that's just fun every time you play it. It's incredibly hard. I probably have beat it 3 times out of, I don't know, well over 50 times, but it's fun every single time. I don't care how wrecked I get in this one. I always have laughs and a great time with the people I play this one with. This is Ghost Stories from Repost Games. In Ghost Stories, you take on the role of a Buddhist monk, and you are trying to ward off the village from Wu Fang and his various ghouls and ghosts that he's like commanding to destroy this town. There's going to be, I believe it's 9 different tiles that you can kind of move along to activate those tiles that are going to give you various powers or different abilities that'll help you in your path to defeating the different ghosts that are trying to destroy the town. So it just seems like no matter what you try to do, like this game always gets down to its last couple turns before you kind of just either get wrecked or, cheer in victory because you actually won the game. But it's always fun, and you're trying to work through the deck of all these different ghosts to eventually reach Wu Fang and defeat him to win the game. So it's a fun, exhilarating game that just, is a blast every time I've played this one. And the last one on my list is my favorite of the bunch. It's probably my favorite ghost theme or spooky season type game of all time, but it's very high on my list of favorite games of all time in general. This one is an app-driven game from Fantasy Flight. This is Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition. You take on the role of an investigator along with other investigators, and you're cooperatively working through this mansion to complete various scenarios. I don't want to go too much into what these scenarios are, but you're going to be experiencing things like various monsters, demons, cultists, and you're trying to ward off these different things that some of these cultists are doing in this mansion. You're going to be coming into encountering various puzzles that you're trying to complete that kind of help you reach your task or the goal as you discover different things in this mansion that are going to be unlocked or be rooms that are going to be discovered to you. But it is a fun blast every time I've played it. I've introduced this to new gamers who, months and years after actually playing the game, they still talk about those experiences at the table, which is one thing I love about board games. And if you can find a game that does that, it's definitely always a hit. So Mansions of Madness is definitely one to check out. Again, it has that app-driven assistance that kind of just teaches you the game as you go along, especially. So it's very welcoming to new gamers. Connect it to a laptop, put it on your tablet, connect it to a big screen TV, and just have a good time during this spooky season with that one. So there you have it, 3 games that I thoroughly enjoy that I think you should be checking out this time of the year, or just in general. I play these games anytime. So there you have it. I'll see you guys.
Hello everybody, Clay here from the YouTube channel Beer City Board Games, and I'm very excited to be joining the OFPG family. Now, it's October, and that means that my favorite holiday is almost here. I love fall and I love Halloween, and I especially love campy horror, whether it's in games or in movies. And since this month we're talking about our favorite scary games, I tried to pick games that I thought had a lot of campiness in the theme. So here we go. My first pick is Fearsome Floors by Freedom and Freeze. This is an older game that admittedly might be a little hard to find new, although you can probably find a copy on the secondhand market. This game has you playing as a group of survivors who have stumbled into the dungeon of a mad scientist, whose monstrous creation is trying to hunt you down and eat you. Each turn you choose one of your tokens and move it a number of spaces as shown on the token, then flip the token over. The next time you move it, you will have a new movement value. The customizable monster moves using a very simple set of rules, which you can often use to lure that monster towards your opponents. It's got a neat dungeon aesthetic and rules for how pools of blood work, so it's a great Halloween game. That's Fearsome Floors. My next pick is a game that I haven't heard too many people talk about, and that's Campy Creatures. This is a game from Maddox Schuler and published by Keymaster Games. It also has some amazing art by Josh Emmerich. Seriously, I want all of these cards blown up and hanging on my wall. The game itself is all about simultaneous action selection. Each round, the players will choose one of their monster cards to go out and do their bidding, and your bidding is to capture mortals. Different mortal cards will score in different ways, and you have to be careful because some mortals will fight back and cause you to lose points. It's a fun and fairly quick playing game that I think would be a great addition to a Halloween game night. That's Campy Creatures. All right, my first two games were pretty rules light and relatively streamlined, but we're breaking away from that now with Cthulhu Death May Die. This game from CMON is from two legendary designers, Eric Lang and Rob Davio. This game is much more thematic than the other two choices and has some fantastic, gigantic miniatures. Although I do not have the Cthulhu Maximature that is the size of a small child. In Death May Die, we are trying to interrupt a ritual, which brings one of the great old ones into our plane of existence where we can physically damage it and hopefully save the world. This game may not sound as campy as the other two, but hear me out. First, there's the idea of actually fighting one of these great old ones, which is a little bit ridiculous when you think about it. My favorite thing about this game, though, has to do with how movement works. See, when you leave a space that has enemies in it, even if there are other investigators in that space, all the monsters from that space are going to chase you. So we often have situations where one investigator is Scooby-Dooing all over the board, trailing a bunch of monsters behind them, while the other players try to disrupt the ritual. It's scary when the monsters are chasing you, and also kind of hilarious to watch at the same time. It's such a good, tough, cooperative game, so it had to go on my list for this month. And that's Cthulhu Death May Die. All right, everyone, that's it for my list of scary games. I want to give a big thank you to Mick, Starla, and Grant for having me on board, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again soon. Cheers.
Hi, I'm JenCamKitty, and I think that Halloween is one of the most perfect times of the year. That is why we are excited to share our 3 favorite games to play in October. Yes, I did say we. Tales of My First Guest have been around for millennia, but please, for your own safety, do not, I repeat, do not look her straight in the eye. Okay, let's get started. The world of monsters need not to always be scary, as is the case in this cooperative game from 1 to 5 players. In Horrified, players team up to defeat the monsters that are terrorizing, living peacefully in their village. The original Horrified includes the creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula, Frankenstein and his bride, the Invisible Man, the Mummy, and the Wolfman. If those aren't your style, you can also check out Bigfoot, Mothman, the Jersey Devil, the Chupacabra, the Banshee of the Badlands, and the Ozark Howler in horrified American monsters. Whichever you choose, the asymmetry of the gameplay allows for a different gaming experience simply by changing the number of monsters or playing them in different combinations. And if you're looking for even more variety, my friends and I will be joining the other monsters in Horrified Greek Monsters early October 23. Thank you, Medusa. I can't wait for my Humans pre-order to arrive. Although, I have to admit, I'm a little afraid of Cerberus. All of those heads, so many teeth. Did you know that my human, JenCam, will be celebrating her 2nd wedding anniversary this month? It might not surprise you that she had a Disney-themed wedding and honeymoon, but what might surprise you is that she has a dark side. I'll let our next guest explain. Ah, yes, the wedding. I do love weddings. I've had a few, you know. But I'm just merely one of 999 ghosts that reside here in the mansion. In Disney, the Haunted Mansion, 2 to 4 players can explore the mansion in this family weight game. Players will explore the classic rooms of this ghost-infested manor, from the festivity-filled ballroom to the attic, and out to the graveyard and beyond in search of spirits. Beware, though, of the hitchhiking ghosts, who are notorious for following you home, as that may spell your doom in the end. Players move around the mansion by rotating the endless hallway around Madame Leota's seance room, collecting ghost cards in front of them in sets, each of which are worth different point values. You will want to avoid haunt cards, as the most haunted player will lose points. The player with the most points at the end wins. Before I depart, if you know any eligible bachelors, would you be so kind to send them my way? Sure? Thank you. You're welcome. Last but not least, our next game recently became the #1 solo-only game on BGG. You might even be noticing a picture of our next guest in my background. That's odd. I thought I heard a wolf howl. Oh, that? Don't worry about that. Let's just say that I took care of it. And you too can also try to take down baddies like the big bad wolf in the solo-only game Final Girl. In order to play, you'll need the core box and 1 feature film box. Each feature film contains 2 Final Girls, 1 baddie, and 1 location, but all of these can be mixed and matched with other feature-filled boxes to create your own story. As the Final Girl, you will roll dice to explore locations, save victims, and ultimately try to defeat the enemy. Beware though, just like in a horror film, you or your enemy might just come back from the dead and claim victory. Bride lady? You still there? Can I borrow that hatchet? You know, my human is a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to scary movies. But she loves how thematic Final Girl really is and how you really feel like you're in the movie. Well, looks like our time is nearly up. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first OFPG Voices episode. I cannot express how excited we are to be joining this family. Speaking of family, let me get you back to Mick, Starla, and my good friend QT. Bye.
All right, another great episode. I want to say thanks so much to...
What?
Yes, QT is joining us.
Did he see
Yes.
the last segment?
Yes, he did.
Is he okay with that?
He is okay.
Okay, all
Yes.
right. Just check it.
QT's joining us as we say
Yeah.
thank you to our awesome contributors.
Okay.
You know, they just came with some wonderful games.
Yes, he did. Now, let me tell you something. Jazz, he mentioned some games. Now, the Night Cage, that's a little scary for me. I don't want to deal with the Night Cage. That's scary. Now, Ghost Stories, I do want to try, but they say that's a tough game. They say that is really tough. Now, Mansions of Madness, I've always wanted to try that,
Yeah.
but see, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because there's a lot of stuff that you can get for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, me, the collector, I might just be getting all type
much
of
stuff.
I might get
Too
too
much
much stuff.
stuff.
But I've heard that's a real good game, though. And especially the latest version, edition, really good.
Wow.
Really good.
Yeah.
Now, Clay,
came through.
he came
Yes,
through.
he did.
He came through. Yes, he did. He said he
Inter-
loves Halloween.
He does. And it's an
Yeah.
interesting game. Fearsome Floors.
Yes, that was an interesting game. Yeah, but Campy Creatures, we know about that.
Yes, we
one.
covered
Yeah,
that.
We covered
Yeah,
that.
when
Yes,
it
we
came out.
did.
You know, they actually, we had this pumpkin, you know, I painted
Yeah,
the
we did like a pumpkin
with
contest
the
that
Campy
with
Creatures. Yeah.
with Keymasters.
Yeah,
they did
Keymaster.
that.
I had
Yeah.
the little Campy Creatures
Yes,
pumpkin.
and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, Cthulhu, Death May Die, that is scary. That is scary. That's Eric Lane.
Yeah.
Yes, our good friend Eric Lane. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to be scared. I don't be scared
Sorry,
like that.
Eric.
Yes.
Mm-mm,
Now,
ain't doing that.
Jen.
Okay, now
Yes.
you know what? Jen is so interesting. You know, I wish Jen had made an appearance. You know, this was her first time coming
Where was
on.
Jen? Did
I
her
don't know.
cat kidnap her?
I think the cat, that's what interested QT. QT
Really?
saw the cat. It's like, oh, there's another cat.
Yeah.
So QT
and
wanted
QT
to watch.
had to come up here and see what's
He
going
wanted to
on.
watch what was going
like, what's
on.
going on right there?
You know, so maybe we'll see Jen
Yes.
on the next time.
Yes.
But this time, I think we saw all of her personalities. We saw
Yes, I didn't want to look at Medusa
We
because
saw
I didn't want to be
we saw-
stoned. I didn't want to be stoned.
We saw a ghost.
No, a ghost.
We saw a final girl.
And the ghost was asking for a new husband.
And we saw everybody but Jen.
And we saw everybody but Jen. And then the final girl.
And the final
we
girl.
saw the final
Yeah.
girl.
But
Now,
you know-
now, I definitely like Final Girl. I
Yeah.
definitely like Final Girl. And I love how,
Yeah.
you know, you're not stuck with just one,
Yeah.
you know, one thing. It's so many different, you know, like they call them movies,
Uh-huh.
you know, are stories that you can, you know, plug into the base game.
Right.
And, you know, just, you know, like the base copy that you have to play all these different, you know, scenarios and like, you know, movies. But it's so much fun. And I
Yeah.
really do like that. It's
And
crazy.
then, of course, she talked about the Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
And Horrified.
Yes.
But I mean, next time, Jen, we'd like to see you.
Yeah, where's G?
Not your cat.
Yes. and don't be bringing over Medusa up there to try to make us into stone.
But you
I
know
don't want
what?
to be stoned.
All jokes aside,
Yes.
she did a wonderful job.
Jen knocked
was-
it out the park, y'all.
was so
She
much
knocked it out the
fun.
park. We love what
Yeah.
she did. Oh, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it, too.
Yeah, so
Yes,
now we got to say
yes.
thank you to our awesome sponsors,
Yes.
Board and Dice,
Yes.
and Flat Out Games.
Yes, love Flat Out Games. Oh, man. Dude. And I love how, you know, Cascadia, you know, and now the new expansion Landmarks. I am so excited. And then Board and Dice, Nucleum.
Yes.
The brand new Nucleum
Nucleum,
game.
yeah.
Nucleum. I cannot
Yes.
wait. Yes, yes, yes. Now, Starla, what about our merch? We need merch. What's going on?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games,
Yes.
our OFPG Voices shirt,
Yes.
check us out on Spring.
Yes.
We've got mugs
Uh-huh.
and posters.
Yep.
And just check it out.
Yes. Now, our next episode, October 18th, 2023. Now, Starla, where can they find OFPG all out in social media land? OFPG and OFPG Voices. Where can they find us?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games
Uh-huh.
and OFPG Voices,
Yes.
you can find us on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
Instagram,
Yes.
Twitter,
Uh-huh.
right here on YouTube,
Right here.
and TikTok.
TikTok. Family, thank you so much for coming out and checking out these wonderful voices. Also, please support our sponsors because they keep us going. Definitely do that. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. We love hearing them. And now, family, there's one thing we want you to always know. Even in this spooky season, we love you. Bye now.
Everybody.